A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant policy shift, President Donald Trump announced on Monday that the United States will be sending additional weapons to Ukraine, marking a response to Russia's recent territorial gains in the ongoing conflict. This decision comes just 1 week after the U.S. government halted certain weapons shipments to Kyiv, leaving Ukrainian officials in a state of uncertainty regarding their military support. Trump remarked, "We're going to have to send more weapons, defensive weapons primarily," emphasizing the dire situation faced by Ukraine as it endures some of the most intense missile and drone attacks since the war began over 3 years ago. The announcement was made at the White House, where Trump expressed his dissatisfaction with Russian President Vladimir Putin, stating, "They're getting hit very, very hard." The backdrop to this announcement is the ongoing conflict that escalated in 2022 when Putin initiated a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Despite international pressure, the Russian leader has shown little inclination to pursue peace. Trump's renewed commitment to support Ukraine comes on the heels of Russia's claim of capturing the village of Dakhny in the Dnipropetrovsk region, a strategic area that has seen increased military action. This village is significant due to its industrial mining resources and its proximity to key logistical routes. The situation in Dnipropetrovsk is critical, as it is not one of the 5 regions that Russia has publicly declared as its territory, which include Donetsk, Kherson, Lugansk, Zaporizhia, and Crimea. Ukrainian military experts have described the conditions as difficult, with Russia potentially aiming to establish a buffer zone within Ukraine's borders. Despite this, Ukrainian forces have reportedly repelled attacks in the area, holding their ground against the advancing Russian troops. In the wake of Trump's announcement, the Pentagon confirmed that it would resume shipments of defensive weapons to Ukraine, reversing its previous decision to pause arms deliveries. The halt was initially justified by the Pentagon citing a review of U.S. defense needs and military assistance to foreign nations, but the specifics of which weapon programs were affected remain unclear. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been vocal about the necessity of air defense systems to protect lives and has called on international partners to fulfill their commitments to Ukraine. The urgency of this situation has been underlined by recent drone attacks on military recruitment centers and other strategic locations across Ukraine. As the conflict continues to escalate, the ramifications of these military decisions are profound. The U.S. has previously committed over $65 billion in military assistance to Ukraine during Joe Biden's administration, but concerns have grown regarding the continuity of support under Trump's leadership, especially after he criticized the extensive aid provided by his predecessor. Trump's administration has yet to announce any new military aid packages since he took office again in January, instead focusing on facilitating peace talks between Ukraine and Russia, which have been met with resistance from the Kremlin. Putin has rejected calls for a ceasefire and insists that Ukraine must concede more territory to halt the conflict. The ongoing violence has led to a precarious situation in cities like Mykolaiv, where explosions were reported and civilian casualties have emerged due to shelling. Local authorities have expressed concerns over the threats posed by drone strikes, further complicating the humanitarian crisis in the region. As the international community watches closely, the U.S. decision to bolster Ukraine's defenses could have significant implications for the balance of power in the region and the future of U.S.-Russia relations. The evolving dynamics of this conflict highlight the critical need for continued vigilance and support for Ukraine as it navigates one of the most challenging periods in its history. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.